Ocula One was born out of conversations between the chief scientist Simon Robinson and Weta, and they had particular issues to do with the camera rigs that they just needed to be able to solve to be able to create the stereo shots.
With stereo, I think the first real stereo project that we did was a Tintin test, and from that we realised that doing everything twice was a big pain, and we needed tools that were actually stereo aware. We needed a pipeline that was stereo aware.
Yeah, stereo was a big change for us, and again, this was driven largely by Avatar. As we were finishing King Kong and started discussing doing Avatar with Jim, it became clear that this was the film that we were really going to move to stereo on.
And it grew from there, so stereo took off, a lot of stereo films came out after Avatar, and it evolved into dealing with some of the fundamental algorithmic problems that we deal with in research. So when we got to see the results of Tron Legacy, you're shooting bright things with lovely shiny surfaces, and they're shooting that through a mirror rig, which takes away all the lovely shine and reflections, and they needed to replace them and make the shots match. It was like an impossible task. So with Ocula 2.2, we were working closely with DD on the Tron shots and really trying to help them out to be able to get the colour matching to work. So we had a lot of feedback from Pixamondo on Hugo on their use of Ocula 2 and what they needed to work for Ocula 3. So that really drove how we needed to change the nodes, the plugins, and improve the usability. The accuracy of that is kind of one of the fundamental pieces of technology that's in Nuke, it's in Ocula. You know, people use that sort of technology to do retiming.
We had some very difficult retime shots, incredibly hard for a retime to get right, especially in stereo. You know, you can have something that looks just passable in 2D and then it looks like utter nonsense in 3D. But the Ocula retime worked pretty well.
The thing that I really found interesting with Ocula is that people were able to get good results fairly quickly. New people that came in didn't necessarily take very long to come up to speed, and their sort of hit rate in dailies was looking pretty good. So from a supervisor point of view, that was quite reassuring.
We are actually restoring right now a film from Norman McLaren that he did in 1951 and 1952. They are, in the book, they are the first stereoscopic animated short ever made. With the restoration, we have film shrinkage. There's also timing problems that are related to the way they made the film in 3D in 51. Sometimes I have one eye that is sharp, the other eye that is blurry. I have timing problem, and I really have to go shot by shot and sometimes almost frame by frame to figure out which eye is the best and do the fix according to the best eye.
You know, that's one of the really exciting things about working at the Foundry and working on things like Ocula, because you get to talk to people who are using those tools in ways you've never seen before. And when we talk to clients, it's a really important part of the way we create the tool sets, because they tell us what they need to do, and being able to take that and turn it into something that's usable and just people can take it out of the box is pretty amazing.